Previously on Final Fantasy VII Remake, the ninja duo managed to defeat Chapter 2 with pretty much the exact same strategies as before. However, the top secret combat simulator gauntlet was much harder, due to the need to optimize the party for 3 consecutive boss fights. In the end, the party managed to defeat the upgraded Pride and Joy prototype before Cloud fought the original version. Okay, I really need to set a rule for myself in future action games. Never, ever try to do mass amounts of retries on gauntlets. It's just not worth it or fun. Yeah, gauntlets means I have to do everything perfectly 5 times in a row, which is not happening ever. Alright, fortunately this duo fight is not too bad since there are only a few mini bosses to deal with. Alright, the Phantom I managed to stagger before it could actually do anything. That's pretty fortunate.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, Aerith was not present at the triple Phantom battle. Or was it a double Phantom battle? I can't remember. Yeah. A single Phantom is no match for our DPS. This is just 2 Shinra slightly stronger than usual mooks. Firaga.
No holding back.
Get fired up!
Alright, 2 more human enemies, which means more Firaga.
Alright.
Fortunately, Grungy Bandit can get around my guard because he has a grabbing attack. And also, the pressure durations for some enemies are just way too short. Like, you can't really exploit them at all.
Here it comes. Not bad.
This is where things go downhill once the mini-bosses start arriving. Because this means I have to start acting in more specific ways, and that doesn't always work out for me. Anyways, this was a mistake on my part because I forgot that Hellhound actually absorbs fire. Yeah, that pretty much ruined my entire day. Because that means I could have just used a single fire on the Zenene instead to get more damage in, but I didn't. But now I'm screwed.
Anytime now.
Ugh.
Try this.
Problem is, Aerith is not smart enough to deal with the enemy's breath attacks. Or deal with the binding attacks. Yeah, maybe I should... sometimes the AI is just really, really Tails-like, so to speak. Which just makes the whole trying to get a good run thing even worse. Feels like there are too many things working against you in that case.
What do you think of this trick?
Get ready.
Ah.
Try me. Anytime now.
It keeps aggroing on Aerith and not Cloud. Ugh. He's gonna use a Blizzaga. Aerith will use Cure because that's a little faster. This is a general purpose weapon. I do not have the best DPS. Yeah, it's one thing I am not too happy about. I cannot optimize for each phase individually the way I want to.
This one's for you!
That's that. It's over.
Okay, one more phase, I think. One more round. Alright, the sweeper should be easy, but the queen is difficult. I should have equipped stop or poison resistance to deal with the queen. That would have been smarter. Yeah. Or rather, slow resistance. I always get slow and soft mixed up because they both use the same materia anyways.
Stay back!
Enough.
Yeah, time resistance would have helped so much here.
I see you.
Of course, you ignore her ignore me and go for Aerith. Seriously, even when blocking, it does so much damage. And it has a tail attack. I should have attacked from the side or front.
That's it.
Freeze.
One more shot.
Okay, everyone's slow war off. Now I can punish the queen and get revenge.
Do this.
Oh, and this is just the first of the battles of this video. And it's already off to a pretty bad start.
That it?
But win's a win. At least I keep telling myself that. Okay, right now I'm just trying to learn the...
Gotcha.
Trying to learn the bad breath move.
Get him. That's it.
So you just hurry up and use bad breath. I'll just retreat afterwards, because I get to keep the skill even if I lose.
Anytime now.
Go on.
I see you.
Okay, I'm just gonna let the bad breath hit me. Okay, I learned it. I'm just gonna duck out here because bad breath is just really bad.
Stay back.
I'm pretty sure I keep it. I better keep it. Okay, the main draw here is that there's a Malboro. I already scanned it and got the skill. And this is actually not my first attempt. I fell into the trap of retrying way too many times on a gauntlet. It was not worth it. I should have just kept my first victory and just call it good. Surely no one can fault you for having a scuffed run on a gauntlet, because, you know, gauntlets are very hard to perfect. Very long, very easy, more room to make mistakes.
Eliminate the odds. Give him your all.
Your mental stamina wears down, even if the gauntlet starts out easy, like with just a single bomb.
I got you.
Honestly, Tonberry kind of screwed things up for me too. Even though I never got instant death by it, the fact that the instant death exists means I felt compelled to put warding subversion on my setup, which means less room for other things I might need. Yeah, there's always a bunch of trade-offs you have to think about, especially with gauntlet fights where you need to account for millions of situations.
Let's turn it up.
Yeah, having haste on only one person might have been a bad idea. Yeah, I think having 2 time materials would have helped more. Tonberry is not too difficult at this point if you can get off the first blizzard, but I always have warding subversion just in case, because this is a gauntlet, and losing means having to redo everything at the beginning. I don't have any revive materia equipped because I wanted to equip other materias. Man.
Moving on.
Okay, this part, I'm optimized mostly for the Behemoth, but not for the Malboro. I have physical weapons on both Tifa and Cloud, which is optimal against the Behemoth, but not Malboro. That's very unfortunate. And even then, the Behemoth can be kind of a pain in the butt because of the way its gimmick works. You're always constantly chasing its lower body, and it's always jumping around everywhere. Even if I order a Braver, there's no guarantee Cloud will actually hit the body part I want. The AI is not very smart when it comes to these things. Star Shower does a lot of damage compared to all our other moves. It also backfires if the boss just doesn't stay still.
Come on.
Oh no. Okay, the upper body's almost dead. Yeah, I staggered them I broke both parts at the same time, but that might have been a little bit too hasty, because now I don't have enough time to use True Strike. And we're gonna have to hope Cloud can actually deal damage here. Okay, the horns are almost broken, so it's actually not too bad. Unfortunately, I kind of choked afterwards, despite gaining the advantage of the horns broken. Yeah, I got caught off guard by a spinning attack. That really set me back so much. Just moving around so much trying to target someone, and of course it hits literally the rest of my party. Yup. Aerith, make it up to me by destroying the upper body.
Let's go. That's shocking.
Okay. Now for some punishment. True Strike. Braver. Okay, that was sloppy, but whatever. It's a gauntlet. I don't feel obligated to be non-sloppy
Worked up a good sweat.
to some extent. Okay, this round is kind of a freebie, but it also, because of the bomb and the Tonberry at the same time, I also had to put elemental fire on Tifa and Cloud's armor, which further limits their options. Yeah, these gauntlets, they force you to go with a jack of all trades setup. Yeah.
Here it comes.
Feeling a bit weak. Come on.
I didn't cast haste first, so that might have been a mistake. Yeah, I got impatient. Now I might be completely screwed. It's kind of a long shot. I'm gonna cast Blizzard and hope it doesn't get countered. Because Aerith is the only one in the party without Subversion Ward. Yes, it worked out anyways. Okay, now just the bomb who cannot really do much to me. It can still do a physical attack that ignores the flame absorption, but still, it's not. The physical attack is not very strong. Okay, Cloud somehow managed to stagger it on its pressure on his own. Usually, I wait for a flamethrower to go off before hitting it with thunder. Okay, Unbridled Strength.
Bring it. This one's for you.
Alright, now the really hard part. Malboro. That's part slightly problematic with Tifa because her parry, I feel like, does not go into a guard state as easily as Cloud's. I also have to guard whenever it casts Bio. The worst part about its Bio is that it doesn't even show up as an attack name for some reason, despite literally being that Bio. Yeah, parry spamming does not work if you're in range of the attack. It's basically an extended dodge, but it has very little guard frames compared to Cloud's. Yeah, Cloud has, I feel like, has the best balanced parry, a general purpose parry. It's not as mobile as Tifa's, but it has a lot of guard frames. Okay, I'm just gonna... There is this pressure condition, I think, where it opens its mouth, but I was too lazy for that. And damn, it still went after her. Yeah, in a fair and just world, Cloud would be built as a mage so we could do double mage strategies on it. But unfortunately, both Cloud and Tifa are physical, which is suboptimal for this boss. Okay, I need to start doing shit. Firaga. Supposedly this is when you're supposed to attack it and face its mouth, but somehow that does not pressure it. It's possible that my aim is off, or maybe there was supposed to be a target that appears at the last second. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, because it's a sequential battle, I do not feel like finding out. Acid is pretty nasty. Because maybe I should have used time with Ward instead of Subversion. I think that would have been better because Acid can inflict slowness.
You're burning up.
Okay, Cloud got poisoned. Not good.
Get him.
Okay, now the Acid's aiming for Aerith. Quickly. Fundaga, because that's my quickest Aga.
Too bright?
I got hit anyways, but whatever. Win's a win.
Never in doubt.
Malboro beaten. It does not show me getting refocused materia because I beat it before, but that's exactly what you're supposed to get. Not that I'd use it without Gaia Damarung. Alright, this is my first and only victory against this gauntlet. It's really hard because of how long it is. Like, I feel like if I could do the bosses individually, I could figure out an optimal way to deal with all of them. But the fact that I can't means I'm kind of screwed. Yeah, the whole point of these gauntlets is to test your ability to test your mental stamina, I guess. Yeah. Honestly, the boss at the end is not that difficult, since it's a weaker version of what Yuffie had to fight.
Take it easy.
Let's turn it up.
Yeah, Yuffie does have some advantages compared to Cloud's party, though, due to the lack of need for MP. Okay, Shiva, I actually need to cast Stop twice in order to extend her pressure state. Otherwise, she will use her Frost Familiars to just absolutely tank all your fire attacks. Very, very difficult to deal with. In some of my other later failed attempts, I actually did better against some of the bosses before Bahamut, but yeah, I'm not gonna bother with those, showing those. I'm not gonna bother trying to do this gauntlet optimally. I just need to move on with my life, man. Yeah, the thing is, I have to relearn boss mechanics as well. Ugh. I know I could do better if I could just save state each part of the gauntlet, but I can't. They won't let me. Yeah. Individually, each boss is not super difficult, but the fact that you have to do it all in a row is what makes it difficult and very exhausting mentally. It's easier to do one hard task than it is to do several medium tasks in a row, I feel like. You know, Fat Chocobo's not very difficult, basically a punching bag, but I feel like it is a little bit tankier than if you had challenged it directly from Chadley's VR.
Let's get serious. Bring it.
Also, I'm not going to bother trying to get the Cactuar scan. I actually didn't bother scanning any of the new bosses in this gauntlet because I just got really frustrated by it. I don't have the motivation for this anymore. Yeah, gauntlets is a one way to really kill my motivation. Yeah, because it forces me to figure out how to do things perfectly several times in a row. That's way easier with turn-based games than with non-turn-based games, that's for sure.
Feeling chilly? Come on.
Oh, stupid freaking Tonberry. Getting in my way.
Another. Heads up. Time to block.
Yeah, this is usually your main target for getting the 300 stagger percentage. I already did off-screen with the Fat Chocobo from Chadley himself. Unfortunately, Aerith is also going to instinctively march forward, and sadly the boss somehow got knocked far away from the circle. That is not good.
There's no escape.
If only the ward would, like, I don't know, stick to the target character in a radius. I feel like that would make things a little bit easier. But no, they're not going to let us do that. They do let us have Aerith teleport to it later on, but not in this game, only in the sequel. Okay, this part is where I really choke Leviathan, because I have not dealt with Leviathan in a while. And Leviathan is very easy to screw up on. Yeah, the fact that I have brought Aerith to it is also pretty bad, because magic damage is reduced against Leviathan by default. And Aerith's AI is very dumb when it comes to blocking attacks, because if she's in range for her own attack, she might prioritize attacking instead of blocking. Briny Barrage, ugh. Yeah, this is where I should have guarded instead of parried. Ugh. I wasted so many ATBs on healing, which I consider horrible and suboptimal. The more you have to heal in battle, the worse your battle looks, in my opinion. Which is why I'm so dissatisfied with so many of my battles. Ugh. I also make one of the biggest chokes of my entire life in this one, too. Ugh.
There. Go on.
Ugh, it's because I was about to use the AoE attack, I thought I should run away, but now it's staggered and pressured and I don't have enough time to exploit it. That is very unfortunate.
There.
Yeah, I really choked hard here. Because of that, I only have the most suboptimal run here. It's not good. I also should have saved up more ATB for Aerith and Cloud to set up more magic combos.
Let's get serious. I see it. Got your number. This one's for you.
Ugh. Now I have to do the flying phase. Very humiliating that I allowed to get this far. I mean, it's still salvageable, but it still looks terrible. Yes, boss battles are easy to salvage, but hard to make look good. Yeah, that's how I would describe a lot of action RPGs when you play them on normal mode, or action RPGs that are balanced to have at least some degree of margin for error. Like in Ys, you can technically beat Ys high difficulties by spamming a lot of items, but it's gonna look horrible. It'll look like a crime. It'll look like a video game crime. You won't be considered a real gamer. Ugh.
Get him.
I'm waiting.
Stop it.
That water tornado was much closer than I thought. Or was I being hit by projectiles? I can't tell. The tornadoes don't actually seem to flinch you like other attacks do. Anyways, I think I should just went with normal thunder here. Just to save MP. Ugh. Alright, now Bahamut. I went really aggressive with Bahamut, but that might not have been a good idea, because that means I also waste more MP. Yeah. Oh, I'm just so paranoid about parrying and failing to guard sometimes. Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Some enemies are just so fast that even parry spamming with Tifa won't be enough, and you're just better off guarding. Okay. You can use spells to flinch Bahamut, but doing it like this also means you're never going to be able to stagger it before it hits the halfway point.
Need more magic.
Yeah, I don't know why this boss's stagger gauge is so obnoxiously huge compared to everything else. Probably because of the countdown mechanic, but still. It also means the fact that it also has the ability to summon Ifrit means that you are worried about staggering it too late into its hit point bars. Yeah.
You ready?
I don't know why I had to make it summon Ifrit like that. And of course, Aerith does not want to stand in her freaking wards.
Don't catch a cold.
Even Blizzaga does not even make the pressure gauge move that much. Look at that. Bahamut's are almost already at half, and the pressure gauge is only at half. That's just messed up, man. That's... Ugh. And now it's on the countdown. Pressures initiated during the countdown lasts a shorter amount of time. But the threshold hit point amount you need to deal for the pressure is also a bit lower. That's how it usually works for Bahamut. And it also means you're unlikely to be able to pressure and stagger it before the halfway point. Unless you have really optimized strategy here. Yeah. And focus attacks do not do much to its pressure either. Of course, I have to take their control of Aerith just to even use the ward, which it should not be a thing.
You ready? Think fast.
I really wish your allies would make better use of their own unique abilities instead of attacking a generic way. Oh, it was so close, but not quite there. Well, actually, while it's summoning Ifrit, it will be immune to stagger, which is very dumb design, in my opinion. They should be rewarding you for managing to fill its stagger gauge right before that, not penalize you. It's just like with the limit breaks, and I failed to dodge that one so bad. Ugh. Not good. I had to waste the Kuraga, waste more MP. Yeah, I am very low on MP. I am in a precarious situation. I somehow underestimated the distance. Yeah, this is why I do way better with top-down RP views than these more third-person frontal views. It's way easier to judge distance if you just have a complete top-down view. Yeah. It's why I find I somehow found Ease 8 on Inferno really hard. Because the view just requires good depth perception that I do not have. Yes, any game that requires depth perception is very difficult for me. Okay, Ifrit is not very strong, but because I was so mentally drained by the entire gauntlet, I choked really hard here too. Yeah. Gauntlets, it's not the individual battles, but the fact that they mentally drain you every time is what makes them really hard. Yeah, I was so mentally drained, I didn't think of guarding that when I should have. Plume is basically impossible to dodge and should only be guarded. And Tifa's parry windows are very, very bad compared to Cloud's when it comes to guarding. Ugh. Yeah, I choked so hard here. I do make up for it later on, but still, man. The fact that it takes so much effort to actually retry the bosses you want to retry in the gauntlet, man. Makes it so that there's basically no point ever retrying a gauntlet. It's just a waste of time. I should just move on to bigger and better things. And somehow that fire breath hit me from behind. He must have farted on me with his fire farts. Honestly, I should have just used regular Blizzard. That does enough damage and is economical. Yeah. Okay. Now I have barely any MP to beat Pride and Joy Prototype. Fortunately, Pride and Joy Prototype is way easier than with Yuffie because it starts with Beam Cannon instead of its grab attack. That already puts a huge, it gives you a huge advantage because Tifa can run around it, and it won't be all the way at the edge of the arena, so you can. So it's not like it's gonna have an absolute advantage with the beam cannon. Yeah, if it gets to the edge of the arena when using a beam cannon, you're basically screwed.
Let's turn it up. Come on.
Bring it.
This is pretty much the only attack that actually hit me, I think. Everything else is easy to deal with, in my opinion. Everything else, you'll see with the boss soon enough. Yeah, once you start landing Fandagas, it's not going to be able to get back up easily. Yeah, so now I can just take advantage of it flinching and do some crazy damage. Attack the legs. As long as you keep attacking and destroying the legs, it's not getting back up in time to do an actual attack. And once its legs are exposed, it will always be exposed. That sounds slightly dirty. That sounds slightly unsafe-so to speak. Also, I should have used Fundara instead of Fundaga. It would have been more economical. Especially when my MP is so drained from the previous battle. Yeah, way easier than Bahamut. Look at how I'm just not letting it do anything. That one attack it got in the entire party is the only attack it's ever gonna get. Unfortunately, every attack seems to move the boss further and further away from the circle, which is very bad for me. That means I have to take direct control of my characters to guarantee I actually do damage with the ward. Yeah, now I'm done to Fundara. That is so sad. Ugh, maybe I should put Synergy Lightning on Cloud. I don't know. Or maybe MP Absorption on at least one of them. That probably would have been smarter for the Gauntlet. MP Absorption. Yeah, I tried to do something, but I broke the legs. Yes, I also have an ATB materia on Tifa that makes it so that every time she does 2 things in a row, it allows everyone else to gain some ATB back. Yes, that helps with the DPS a little bit. Cloud's just relying on Blade Burst now. Can't do anything else. I did not even get to stagger this thing. Yeah, I did so bad on the first 4 rounds, but good on this round. I'm not sure how I should feel about that. Yep, glad that's over. Yep. This Gauntlet of Hell, the last true gauntlet I ever have to do for this game.
Well done, Cloud. You've managed to fully tap into the potential once locked within you. Now that my research is at long last complete, I believe that it's time I told you the truth about myself. I'm not human. I'm a cyborg created to serve as Hojo's assistant. I was given knowledge and power beyond that of a human, but I was robbed of free will, bound to obey the whims of my master. But when we met, Cloud, I sensed something within you, something I knew would allow me to break free of my chains. By identifying and studying a subject with infinite potential such as yourself, I could adhere to the directives imposed upon me, all the while pursuing my plans for independence in secret. Your combat data provided me with the vital information that I required to enhance my basic functionality. This is the result. Through my research and with your assistance, I have freed myself from Hojo's bondage.
Cool.
I cannot thank you enough for your help. You've given me the power to finally live life on my own terms.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'm not sure. It's all a big, wonderful mystery. It's nice, not knowing something for a change.
Okay, the last one. I'm not even gonna bother retrying top secrets.
They shall be slashed, strangled, and slaughtered. Eaten, stabbed, and crushed. Garroted and impaled. Shot and executed without mercy. Let the hunt begin!
Okay, Weiss is only a single round, so honestly this is actually way easier. The hardest part is just dealing with his first phase, which requires you to dodge his unblockables in a very specific way. You have to do the Reno handstand dodge here, and then try to punch him a few times to juggle him, and then do a focused punch. Yeah, it might take several dodges to make his stagger gauge fill all the way. We actually have a decent amount of time before he'll forcibly go into his next phase. Okay, just punch him as long as possible, otherwise he will break out of pressure early the moment you try to use focus punch or focus strike. Yeah, you don't want to end your melee combo too early, otherwise you won't get quite as much stagger as you want. Yeah, just a bit, mini blizzards will help a little bit.
Think fast.
Yeah. That helps speed things up a little bit, I think. Evisceration, unfortunately you have to dodge it the last second. Even if you dodge it completely, if the timing is off, he will not be pressured. That's one of the tougher ones to deal with. Though Stab has a very strict time window, even if it does put you in a great position to punch him. Oh, that was a good... Well, I'm a little far away, but still. I'm gonna haste up.
Bring it! You ready?
Okay, very close to winning. This is probably the only time I've ever gotten pressure off Evisceration. Okay, now that I have 2 bars, I'm just gonna True Strike twice.
Finish him off! Got your number!
Okay. I really okay, now that Cloud's next to him, I should set up an Arcane Ward right there, huh?
Let me get serious! There!
Okay, everyone else just go use some spells to screw him up. I'm going to use Fandaga because since his stagger, he's already staggered, it's not going to make... I don't think Blizaga's going to have that much of an advantage here. Alternately, you can use this fight for your 300% mission.
Come on, get fired up!
My powers boundless as the sky.
Okay, in this phase, he is immune to physicals, but he's vulnerable to magic, and he's also very slow. So guess what? That means he should just dice to Blizzaga. Unfortunately, Tifa does not have anything except Chi Trap on her, so that kind of sucks.
No escape for you!
Damn it, he's still in the middle of his animations. He's going to use Rejuvenate to make his stagger bar go in the other direction. Which means you're not going to be able to stagger him easily. But if you do enough magic damage, he's dead anyways. Ow. Okay. We're still in it to win it. Aerith, I should... I should switch to her because she's obviously going to jump out now that he's far away. Damn it. I didn't think he'd move that far in his current phase. Alright, he should be dead now. If he actually had more hit points, I think this actually would have staggered him.
So, this is what's possible when you transcend the flesh. Good to know. Either way, see you in deep ground.
Honestly, this is how all the post-game bosses should have been. Just isolated fights in the virtual simulator. Yes, his first phase is one of the toughest individual phases in the entire game, but the fact that you only have to do it once to beat him means he's actually, he in some ways he is actually easier than the other VR missions. Yes. This is the only reason my video is even worth uploading, because I actually had a pretty good run against him. Seriously. Yeah. I really approached this game the wrong way. I really should stop. I really need to slowly learn to drop my perfection versus good mentality, so I can actually move on with my life and not have to do a boss attempt a million times and throw away actually salvageable victories. You know, the fact that I was willing to upload such scuff battles should be like a step in the right direction, right? Or maybe it's proof that I gave up too soon. I don't know. You know, this game, I feel like if I didn't have this mindset, the game would be way more enjoyable. If only I could learn to appreciate the margin of error that the game gives us. The fact that we can be on hard mode, still get whacked by the boss a lot, and still win should be considered like good balancing. But for me, it just means bad footage. Ugh. If only I didn't think that way, then I could enjoy it. That's the perils of being a YouTuber. It also means you have an urge to do everything as optimally as possible because it's going to be on the internet with millions of people to see. Yeah, so well, everyone playing completely off YouTube don't have to worry about that. They can just win with like only Tifa alive at 1 hit points, and they'll be like, yeah, thumbs up, best battle ever. Yeah, if only I truly envy those people. Gotta learn to break out of this mindset and learn to embrace the imperfect, so just to be able to move on with my life and just try to enjoy things at my own pace and not worry about everyone else's pace. Yeah, sure, I am probably in the bottom percentile of everyone who has ever played this game, but still. I just gotta take what I can get. Be proud that I even crossed the finish line at all. Yeah, so I think that was... I think in Transcendent Academy, I think that was one of the lessons. There was this kid that Buddha met who kept getting last in the race, but he didn't care because his personal finish line is different from everyone else's. He just meets the goals that he sets for himself without worrying what everyone else is doing. And in the end, he ended up winning a race for real. Yes. If only I could adopt that mindset. Maybe then I could find inner peace. Yes. Find inner peace in both video games and life. Anyways, that is it for this Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and maybe try the game for yourself.